2.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the Palatial Studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. Good Monday morning to everybody.
You're the most amazing guy.
All right, well, thank you very much. I try to think I'm amazing. I don't know what everybody else thinks. Is it that funny? Oh, my gosh. All right, well, I'm glad you feel it's hallelujah time. Time is now 6:07. Mr. Clock, would you please certify that?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
That's right, 6:07 a.m. on a Monday. We are back in the saddle after a very long weekend. Bonnie, good morning to you. How are you today?
Good morning, Evan. I guess I wanted to say I'm amazing, or maybe you want to say that you're amazing. But when I think about that word, rather than being amazing, I'd rather be amazed.
Oh, all right. I'm sitting here. Are you amazed that I'm sitting here?
I am.
Okay.
No. I know you're truly here every single Monday morning, and It doesn't come as a surprise.
That's right. How was your weekend?
The weekend couldn't have been better.
And what did you do?
Well, I did attend Sailfish Splash Water Park. I mentioned half of the week last week. Okay. I was all excited to go.
So you found it, obviously.
Yep. And it didn't rain a drop there on Saturday while we were there. It was perfect. And I find it amazing family water park. So I was amazed.
What was your favorite part of the park?
The favorite probably was the lazy river was really cool.
I knew you were going to say that. That's actually my favorite part. You just get to sit in that tube and just kind of float around, not a care in the world.
Only thing was the river wasn't very lazy when you're chasing around a 12-year-old child who doesn't want to get in the tube and he would rather swim it. So It was amazing. We swam it probably about I want to say maybe 10, 12 laps by the time we were done. But, the current pushes you anyway, so you're not really working that hard.
Right.
But I was working a little bit to kind of keep up with him. He kept diving and swarming and toward the middle of the day, weaving in and out of people and in their inner tubes. We kind of more like did it freestyle.
That Jaden will run you ragged, huh?
He will. And then the sweetest little girl upon us going up on the big water slides, the sweetest little girl said, well, Jaden said, I want to go on the teal one.
Okay.
So this little bitty girl told us it's actually green.
Oh, okay.
It looks teal, but when you get to the top, they have what's called the blue slide and the green slide.
Right.
And the green slide, the blue slide's a little bit faster. So everybody was getting in line of going on that blue slide really fast.
Now, why is it faster? Do they have it slicked up with oil or something?
It's just the way that the slide is built.
Pour Crisco on it or something?
It felt like they did because it does go pretty fast. I got to say about this fast slide, though, it wasn't that scary to me. I've been on like some really big slides on like Noah's Ark at Wisconsin Dells.
Right.
But this slide was fast, yet it was smooth. And when I say that, it means that it was fast. You couldn't feel any of the tiles or the grooves even on your back. It was a comfortable slide. You know what I'm saying? The way they're built, sometimes you can feel those awful grooves.
Right.
This was so. And then when you got to the end, it was like a nice dash into
it wasn't a big plop down like normal.
Yeah, the slower slide, the green slide, was more like a fast plop down into a deeper pool.
Oh,
but that was a nice slide too. They were comfortable slides.
All right, so it was just you and Jaden, nobody else, or Gary? Did Gary go?
No, Gary was working.
Oh,
so it was just, and I got to say kudos to the people at the refreshment center too, and the menu where you go to have a little bit of lunch. All of the kids working at that water park, just extremely courteous and everything running smoothly. And I couldn't have asked for a better day.
You'll have to tell Taryn Krista that when she's on with us on Wednesday. She'll be glad to hear that because that is a county-run facility.
Yeah. And
so she'll be glad to hear that.
It's amazing, too, the Olympic-sized swimming pools that were there.
Did you do laps?
Did not go in that end of it.
Okay.
We just kind of like stayed on the family side with the splash park at the lazy river and the nice big water slides.
Did you get some sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you tell? I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a tan. I noticed you walked in the door. You're a little darker than usual.
I don't know how I can get any. Well, actually, I do get darker by mid-July, mid-August. You'll see me like really on a dark
Were
note.
you rocking the new bathing suit?
Yes.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. We had a wedding. Phil and I did a wedding on Saturday, and boy, man, that was a wedding. Oh, it was great.
Did the bride and groom have a nice time? Did they enjoy
had
it?
Beyond a nice time. It was just amazing.
And you provided the music. What kind of music did they
We played
prefer?
everything. We played everything from DMX to Pitbull to Sweet Caroline.
Really?
And I have to say, we played Sweet Caroline because everybody told me to play it because the groom's dad hates that song.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Well, why would they
Does
want
not like it.
Why would they want to do that to the
To torment
bride's
him.
dad?
They
and,
wanted, no, the groom's dad.
he's not a nice guy or something?
No, they just wanted to torment him.
Just kind of
It's
tease
just a
him a little
personal
bit,
thing.
right?
It's just a personal thing. Now, the groom's mom, I've known the groom's mom since I'm 15 years old. We went to high school together.
Wow.
So she had me do her son's wedding. I actually performed the ceremony, so I married them as well. And then went on to the reception, work with this awesome wedding planner named Natalie Harmon, formerly known as Natalie Nichols, the daughter of Bob Nichols.
Oh, yeah?
Who used to be with WPEC Channel 12.
Okay.
And amazing wedding planners, her and Valerie, her assistant.
Very easy to work with, I bet.
It was great. It was just a great time. We had the full setup with all the lights and the DJ equipment, and the food was great. They fed us, they wined us, they dined us.
You were
and
styling.
I got a super nice gratuity at the very end.
Can you read it? What did it say?
No, it was a gratuity.
Oh, I thought it was a review.
No,
Oh.
no, it was a gratuity.
Just kind of like a big gratuity to show the awesome job that you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was this an indoor wedding, an outdoor wedding?
It was in a barn.
I've heard of those barn weddings
It's a
before,
rustic wedding.
but it doesn't sound like a boot scootin' boogie because
No.
you mentioned all the different kinds of music.
Oh,
the
no, it was
different
very-
genres.
It was very elegant.
yeah.
Extremely very elegant. The name of the place was called the Lady Jean Ranch in Jupiter. It's right off Randolph Siding Road in Jupiter Farms.
Yeah.
Great facility.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Had a great time.
So would you like to? I bet you'd be excited to get another wedding booked over that way. at
Already
that
got one.
venue. Do
Already
you?
got one. Yep, already they're referring me work. They're already referring me work. They like what I did. They put me on their vendor list, and that's just another venue to add to my repertoire, so to speak.
It looks like you're going to be busy quite a bit because up and coming with people getting the vaccines,
Mhm.
it looks like some of those weddings are going to be, coming back. And I saw on the news this morning, like some people will go out of step with their wedding process now, even like
Mhm.
get married on a Monday or a middle of
yeah.
the week. Is that going on? Is
Yep.
that really going on?
Yep, a lot of stuff like that's happening over at Club Med. I do a lot of work over at Club Med, and I'm getting a lot of weekday weddings. Plus, a lot of my weddings that canceled last year, or should I say, a lot of my weddings that postponed last year, got moved to this year. So a lot of them chose off days instead
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that I was available.
Which is a great thing too, because it looks like the bride and the grooms, the upcoming bride and grooms, are still getting along, and the weddings are still on.
They better be
So
getting along.
That's what we want to know.
Oh man, let me tell you, if they're not getting along, they're in deep doo-doo.
It could be bad for your business if they didn't get
Yep.
along. I
And then
guess.
yesterday we had the deluge happen.
What's a deluge?
The deluge, the rain,
oh,
the
yeah, of
deluge,
course.
the
Oh,
downpour. It was just got up in the morning, woke up nice and early, pulled my trailer out of my garage, emptied out some stuff out of my trailer, did some organizing, put the trailer back in the garage. Weather was beautiful, and then just all hell broke loose.
all of a
around-
sudden, right?
yeah,
it
just like
just
1-2 o'clock.
Hit you out
Just
of nowhere.
stuff just started going downhill.
I was in the middle of a massage and hearing this nice massage music playing.
Mhm.
And then I heard like a big gush of rain, and I
Yeah.
wondered if it was mixed in with my house music.
That
or
was
it
your
was,
that was your deluge you were
it
healing.
was the deluge, of course. And
Yeah.
then the fire alarm at work started going off.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, a little
Could
fire
you
alarm.
imagine you've got somebody on your table and they're just wearing nothing but a towel to cover them,
Well, it
and the
happened.
alarm goes off and they got to run out with the towel around their waist?
Yeah, that happened at a weird
it
time.
really?
It happened at the greatest time where people were dressed and just coming out of their massages. It was like on the top of the hour. It's weird how that happened. Good that happened.
So, yeah.
I had just gotten done with a massage
Mhm.
when that
So yeah,
the alarm went
deluge-
off.
The deluge happened yesterday, and I'm looking out back, and I'm like, "Wow!" And then it started going sideways, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Rain was going sideways. It was crazy.
It was and another crazy thing, when I got off the turnpike just following that deluge yesterday, there was a gentleman there where his system went down. It
Mhm.
might have been because of the lightning, but there was a
Mhm.
big line in the toll booth on the turnpike at the Port St. Lucie exit,
Really?
and he had to put in everybody's transaction in by hand and
wow.
write things down, and it was just
Oh, that's
like,
why you should have a sun pass.
it was
You
really
don't have to worry.
yeah, it was I had sun pass envy yesterday. I saw I did see the sun.
Now
pass
you
people
want to
going
go.
through.
Now you want to go get yourself a sun pass,
Yeah,
right?
plus on my receipt it said that I could save 26 cents if I had a sun pass.
Just
I
think,
guess.
26 cents every single day. That adds up.
Yeah.
It's cheaper if you have a sun pass. The toll is less expensive if you have a sun pass.
I might just look into that. Do you purchase one at Publix?
Publix, they have two different kinds.
Okay.
The kind you stick on your window, and then the kind that is held on by suction cups that you can move from vehicle to vehicle.
Oh.
So you have your choice.
Okay.
The one with the suction cups is a little more expensive. And the one that you stick on your window, I think, is only like $5. The other one's like $20.
Might be
Something of
something
that
to do because I'm traveling that turnpike some 4 days a week, which
I do it every morning.
if you go back and forth, I guess it adds up to 8 8 times a week.
Yeah,
So,
8 times 26 cents that you save.
yeah.
That's $2. That's $2. Times it by 52. How many? That's 52 weeks a year at $2. That's over $100 a year you'll save.
There was a time I was coming on the turnpike traveling after 10 at night, and the exit was closed. My Port St. Lucie exit closed due to road construction. So I had to go all the way up to Fort Pierce to exit.
You're kidding.
And then
you didn't know that until you got there?
Yeah. There wasn't any warning that night for some odd reason.
You should have just made a U-turn and went down to Becker Road and got off at Becker Road. And then looped back around to Port St. Lucie Boulevard via Darwin.
Yeah.
And then you would have been all set.
Yeah.
So otherwise, yeah, we had a deluge yesterday, and then I'm sitting there doing my work, and the power went out in the house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, talk about tick me off.
Do you have candles ready?
No, no, we don't have candles. We have flashlights.
Yeah.
We have flashlights on our phones. So we lit up the flashlights, but it was still daylight out, so it wasn't all that bad. And then about 15 or 20 minutes later, the power came back on.
I remember
so it wasn't that bad.
During the hurricane when we had the power out for what hurricane was that? It was a couple of hurricanes ago where I think our power was out for like 2 days or something like that. So we were eating pizza every day at Big Apple Pizza because they were open. So that was our little sanctuary where we could go to just to feel human again.
My neighbor lives across the street from me, so I called him up and I said, "Hey, John, do you have power?" And he goes, "Yeah." He says, "When I go to the gym." And I'm like, "What?"
What?
And then I got it after a minute.
Yeah.
He says, "No, I don't have electricity." And I'm like, I was getting ready to cook dinner, John. And he goes, "Well, why don't you just take your grill out of the garage and cook?" I'm like, "That's a great idea, except I can't open my garage because it runs on electric."
It runs on electric too.
How the heck am I supposed to open my garage and get my grill out and cook? He goes, "You could always drag it through the house and drag it out front." I said, "I am not doing that. Sorry, just not going to happen."
It's amazing, when that power goes out or a little bit of something, power going out isn't a little bit of something, but something goes a little bit awry, how used to we are to power and technology and everything right at our fingertips going right.
Yeah, you get kind of crippled.
Yeah, and then a little thing goes wrong and we're like,
oh, forget it. End of the world.
Yeah.
Speaking of end of the world, here's Bonnie with the news that's not going to end the world.
No, but we're talking about those strong storms yesterday, once more causing those power outages for many customers too across South Florida. According to FPL's Power Tracker, as of 6:48 p.m. yesterday, 17,713 customers in Palm Beach County were dealing with a power outage, and 3,138 customers in St. Lucie County, 331 in Okeechobee County, 126 of those customers in Indian River County, and 5,317 were affected in Martin County. Earlier in the day, there were more than 32,000 customers without power in Palm Beach County. The strong storms that moved through Martin County on Sunday afternoon brought hail, wind, and took down trees. WPTV's Stephanie Susskind has the report from Hobe Sound yesterday.
Yes, good evening. You see all of the debris right here. This is all from trees that came down in this Hobe Hills neighborhood. And everything from here to the stop sign is all from a tree that was down across the road over here. This is at Flamingo Drive and Duncan Street. Now, we'll show you what it looked like earlier as Martin County fire crews came out here pretty quickly. They had their chainsaws and they were ready to go. They were taking down those tree limbs to make way so that cars could pass through the road again. All of the neighbors out here all came together to help. It was really a team effort to get the roadway clear. And we spoke to the man who has the property where that tree came down. He says it's been here as long as he has, and he knew the storm was bad, but he didn't know it was that bad.
I didn't know it was going to take this thing down the way it did. It got the root ball and everything. Took it all right out of the ground. We got to get rid of it, and thank God I didn't have to do it by myself.
Yes, again, certainly a team effort out here in this neighborhood. Now, the good news out here, nobody was hurt. with all of this. Again, some trees down and some power out. In fact, we just saw an FPL truck go through here a few moments ago, but one now is doing okay. Reporting live in Hope Sound, Stephanie Susskind, WPTV News Channel 5.
The village of Indiantown is experiencing a temporary citywide water outage. Maintenance crews are addressing the interruption. Once water service resumes, a 72-hour precautionary boil water notice will be in effect. Traditionally, many schools would be entering prom season, but with the pandemic, some traditions had to change. Over at Martin County High School, a semi-formal was held outside for the class of 2021 on Saturday. WPTV's Josh Navarro has the story.
From food trucks to movies, seniors here at Martin County High School came together one last time before graduation.
So I'm just really excited because, again, it was for us.
This is the second year Martin County students had to go through a pandemic. For the class of 2021 over at Martin County High School, it was important to hold this semi-formal.
And we wanted to come together one more time as a class and celebrate all the cool stuff that we were able to do this year and over the course of our 4 years.
School leaders say it wasn't in the best interest for student safety to hold a traditional prom. Each high school in the district put out a senior survey and having the students' voices heard.
We're very proud. We knew that, the students helped put these together, so we hope that it would be something they'd want to participate in and be memorable for them. But to see them all come together, especially tonight, the weather isn't the greatest, but they're still out, they're still with their friends, they're having a good time, and they're being safe. And that's what it's really all about.
Students enjoyed food and even cast a vote for and Queen and taking pictures to celebrate their last year and making a long-lasting memory.
The unity, because I think nothing brings people more together than a common problem. And when common problems, we bring up common solutions. And I think it was really cool when we had that group of us just kind of come together and we were all working towards a goal to make sure that we could remember this part of senior year.
And graduation is going to be in mid-May. We're told it's going to happen in person at the school stadium, socially distant. For now, in Martin County, I'm Josh Navarro, WPTV News Channel 5.
And lastly, last week, a guy named Chip Hawthorne raised over $8,000 for Habitat for Humanity by driving a riding lawnmower across the entire state of Florida. Matsuyama made history on Sunday as the first male golfer from Japan to win a major championship 10 years after making a sterling debut as the best amateur at Augusta National. Matsuyama claimed the ultimate trophy with a victory in the Masters. News time is 6:26, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
$6:27 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
We're not finding any accidents on this Monday morning to report, so our roadways throughout Stewart and the Port St. Lucie area looking quiet at the moment. Drive safely. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 65 and cloudy in Port St. Lucie. In Corrientes, Argentina, it's a partly cloudy 82. 62 rather. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Still some lingering showers through about late morning, then clearing conditions throughout the day with highs in the low to mid 80s. High pressure builds into the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. Things dry out for a couple of days. Highs in the low to mid 80s with mostly sunny skies. By the end of the work week, another front moves in, returning the chance for scattered showers and storms. Highs in the mid 80s. The front stalls out across the area over the weekend, keeping our weather pattern unsettled. Showers and storms possible through the weekend with highs in the mid 80s.
TV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
So I've been communicating with Mark Hales over in England, and he wrote to me and said that it's beautiful, but the weather is very confusing. Yesterday in Kent, he says that they had sunny and warm skies, and he mowed the lawn and clipped some bushes. And by midday, it snowed.
Wow. That's quite
It
differentiated.
snowed. Afternoon, broken clouds. And then this morning, it's snowing.
So,
and now it's sunny, but cold.
So he could be like, maybe go out to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And then by late afternoon, he could slide down a ski slope.
Yep. Went to the stores with his wife. Said all the shops are now allowed to open. It's taking her to lunch at a pub in Kent. If it's not snowing, but only to the outside areas. Still not allowed inside the pubs or the restaurants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the weather over in Kent, England kind of keeps you on your toes.
Everything must be pretty quiet over in England right now, with the passing of royalty that just happened recently, with the loss of the gentleman that passed away.
Of Prince Philip,
Yeah,
yes.
Prince Philip.
Yeah.
So I'd be curious if Mark, if you're listening, we've got a few minutes. If you want to give us a call, we'd love to hear from you this morning. In the meantime, let's do some viral videos. So there's a weather guy who, by the name of Jared Floyd, and he's a meteorologist in El Dorado, Arkansas. And there's a video of him going off on viewers while he's doing his weather report because the viewers are complaining that their shows are being interrupted because he's reporting on severe weather.
Yeah, we always hate it when they interrupt The Price is Right. Watching The Price is Right and there's an interruption.
You know what? I can deal with not watching Drew Carey for 5 or 10 minutes. If there's a tornado coming my way,
yeah, I'm only kidding.
I'd rather know about that. All right, here's his report. Listen.
On that area of circulation as it moves in, you can see the radar behind me with the 2 flashing warnings. We're already getting folks that are emailing and calling because we're in the middle of programming, saying if they wanted to watch the weather, they would turn it to another channel. Let me explain it to you. As long as there's a warning in effect for our area, we're going to be on TV. Because if it was your area that was under a tornado warning right now, you would want us on the air informing you. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to stay on the television. And we've warned folks that, yes, programming is being interrupted, and it stinks. And you know what? We can watch that tomorrow. But we've had
He's obviously very upset.
By an EF1
I mean, it's really bothered him.
A week and a half ago. It's April in the Arklamis. This is what happens. So we're going to stay on the air, and we're going to continue to deliver all this information. And when the warning is 7:30, then we're going to send you your programming then. And yes.
So there you go.
Yeah, well, people ought to know that when there's a tornado warning, in particular, a tornado one, yeah, your local program is going to be interrupted for that.
I don't have an issue when Steve Weigel interrupts my programming. That doesn't
never.
bother me none.
Yeah, because he's always so nice to see. He's just kind of like an upbeat weather man, and we love him around here.
He's going to keep me informed.
Yeah.
I want to know if there's a storm coming.
Definitely
Like
want to know
yesterday.
if there's a tornado or a hurricane coming, and whatever. The arrival of this storm yesterday was, wow, it just took so many people by surprise.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Somebody pranked a McDonald's drive-thru worker recently by beeping his air horn as they went through, as she was about to hand over a drink to the customer.
Oh,
It startled her so much, she got really ticked
You
off.
startled me.
She threw the drink right into the guy's car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it a hot coffee? I hope not.
No, it was a Coke. Listen, here we go.
Throw one. You're not getting your drink. Go.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, all over his lap too.
All
and
over his lap.
The stickiness, the sweetness, not down to the old pie hole, but right in the lap, sir.
Exactly. That's what he gets for beeping his air horn at the McDonald's worker and scaring the bejesus out of her.
Yeah, but I wonder what her boss would say seeing that video and seeing her throwing it.
Well, here's the thing. This is where I got to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
I think this is just me thinking out of the box. I think she got so startled by the air horn.
I got
that
startled
she
by
threw
that
her
too,
arms.
just
She
now.
threw her arms up in the air, and the drink just out of her arms.
Oh,
because she was so
okay.
startled
Yeah.
and scared.
Yeah. Does it look like she extended her arm, her shoulder though, and
Nope.
it was just an instant.
Here
we go.
I'm gonna take her side on this one.
Well, okay.
A former hotel worker shared a few things that you may not know recently. For example, online, she did this on a video that's going viral. For example, well, you know what? I'm just going to let you listen to this.
All right.
When you find out the things that hotel workers don't do in the rooms,
That really go on in a hotel, right?
yeah, things that really go on in a hotel. She's a former hotel worker.
They better not have any sex in my hot tub.
Let's just listen.
Okay.
Hotel, and I'm going to share some things that you may not know. Number one, most hotels don't wash their comforters. So before you go bundle yourself up like a taco in that thing, throw it on the ground and don't touch it, because the amount of things that are on that comforter are disgusting. You don't want to know. Number two, the front desk agents are more likely than not playing games on the computer, scrolling through social media, or watching Netflix. Number three, we have cameras everywhere, the hallways, the staircases, the pool. So we can see when you're doing weird things in the hallways, or when you're in a fight with your partner, or when you're sneaking an animal in. Most of us just aren't paid enough to care, but we see you. 4, we legally are not allowed to say a room number out loud, which is why we write it down. We are allowed to say what floor you are on out loud, but we can't say the room number. Like for more.
There you go.
Yeah.
How about that about the comforters?
I've always known that, though, haven't you? I mean, hasn't that always been a thing where, in the past, I've taken my comforter right off of there, and I've only used the sheets upon knowing that. They're not washing those comforters day in and day out.
And they should be. They should be replacing the comforters with, well, no, let me say this. They have a knowledge of how many days you're staying in the room. Okay? So they should replace the comforter after you check out of the hotel and put a new comforter in for the incoming guest.
They should be washed and sanitized. Yes.
Right. It doesn't need to be changed every single day that you're there. It can stay there for the run of when you're staying in the hotel for however many days. But when you leave, you take the comforter out of the room and then you change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would hope that comforter would be washed after each and every guest.
Yes. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, I would think that if you went to the hotel like that, you need to bring some blankets, because you're absolutely right. What's going on in those things, and how they can get a room done in 10 minutes with all that stuff done. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem to compute.
Well, I went to Ocala recently to do a wedding, a friend of mine's wedding. I stayed at a Hilton, and I got to tell you, when I got there, there was tape all over my door, and it was tape, and it had tape, and it had messages on it that the hotel had put, and that was professionally done. They had these labels made, and it said something to the effect of, "This room sanitized for your safety.
This room is clean.
This room is clean," or I forget what it said. And it had the tape over the door, so when you open the door, it broke the seal, so you would know if somebody else was in that room. So apparently this hotel that I stayed at is taking the proper precaution to clean the room and sanitize the room, and then once they do, then they put that tape seal on the door, so you know if it was broken or not, whether it was sanitized or not. Now, I did watch the workers cleaning the other rooms, and I could see them as I peered in. I could see them changing sheets and changing comforters when they before they put that tape on the door. Now, when I stayed at my hotel that I stayed at, I didn't have tape on my door every day because I stayed there for a couple of days. But this was after a guest left and checked out. That's when the room got like the thorough fumigating.
And you would expect that from a Hilton because isn't a Hilton like a 4 or 5 star hotel anyway?
Well, there's many different types of Hiltons.
Evan, are you sure that wasn't crime scene tape?
No, it wasn't yellow with the black lines. No,
that's what I was
I
thinking
didn't find
at
a
first,
body.
too.
I didn't find a body in my room. Okay,
Somebody got murdered in your room.
Then
No,
it
I
would
don't
take a special kind of cleaning
think
unit
so.
to come in for that.
I don't
now,
think
wouldn't
so.
it?
I definitely don't think so. It was purple tape.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So how was your weekend, Jeff?
My weekend was really nice. Just busy. Went by fast.
Did you get
Weekend seemed
deluged?
to go-
Did you get deluged on Sunday?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right. And
Other-
what'd you do on
other than
Saturday?
that-
Just kind of hang out?
I worked all day Saturday.
Oh, wow. All right.
Worked all day Saturday.
At the golf course, huh?
Golf course, and then I had to teach 3 lessons after the golf course.
What kind of
At 7 o'clock
lessons?
at night.
What kind of lessons
Probably
did you
guitar.
teach?
Guitar lessons.
Now, do
I got
you
one
do
piano lesson and 2 guitar lessons.
do you do guitar lessons now currently?
Oh yeah.
What do you mind if I ask what like the average going rate is for guitar lessons?
Oh, about $1.25 a month.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
And how many times a month do you get to go?
Once a month,
And is that for like a half-hour session?
half hour.
Yeah.
Correct, half hour.
Dang.
And just go in and, and I actually come to their house because it's usually easier, than the.
Do I get the
them,
morning? Do I get a morning show discount? And can I get a?
Absolutely. For you, I do it for $1.50.
Wow, I like that one. That's $1.50 a minute, right?
That's right.
And then afterward, we'll be playing like Jimi Hendrix, right? I'm sure we'll be just guitar greats.
Little
after.
Purple Haze.
There you go.
And then learn the
Yeah,
lead
my
for
window
free.
just
Then
fogged
lead the
up
learn
like
the
tomorrow.
lead from
Well, there's a lot of
Freebird.
fog out here today.
Where are you at?
I'm at the golf course.
Oh, you're already there?
Yeah, it's like covered in fog. Can't
Oh
see
my!
jack.
Wow, nothing like playing
And I
18
know these
holes.
roads like the back of my, but I can't sit there and geez and throw. Okay.
Oh, nothing like playing 18 holes of golf with fog there.
There you go.
Have you ever golfed it? Have you ever golfed at night where they use the glow in the dark golf balls?
No.
That's fun. I've seen
sounds
that
like
done.
That would be fun. That sounds like it'd be kind of cool. That's the kind of golfing I would love at night.
Yeah, but you got to
Glow in
watch
the
where
dark.
you got to watch where you walk because if you're not
Oh,
careful,
you got to watch where you walk. Got to watch where you drive. I've seen so many people drive golf carts into sand traps at night.
Do they
It
wear?
changes the
Yeah.
perspective out here at night. You have no idea where. Even myself that rides around this golf course 1,000 times. If I got out here at night, I'd probably end up in a sand trap.
have you ever seen somebody drive a golf cart into the water?
Oh yeah.
Really,
Well,
that
they actually
happens?
drive it in, but they parked it up on top of the hill, and they thought the brake was on.
Oh, gee.
And it rolled right in.
Yeah.
So who pays for that? The customer?
Well, it depends upon the situation.
Wow.
If you pull the golf cart out of there without a problem, you can usually, resurrect it pretty much. It's
Yeah.
got a lot of, batteries and electric motors in it, stuff like that. You just let them dry out. You can get them going. It's not like it's taking water inside the engine,
Sounds like if they're on a slippy kind of slope too, it really would not be their fault.
Hey, listen, do me a favor. Call me. You get a lunch break later today?
Well, a little later, yeah.
All right, give me a call after with you on I'm serious. I want to talk to you about lessons.
All right, man. We'll talk to you then.
All right, man. Have a great day at work.
Later.
All right, see ya. 6:45 on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, make sure and go see our good friend Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. Strong storms caused those power outages for many customers across South Florida. And according to FPL's Power Tracker, as of 6:48 p.m. yesterday, 17,713 customers in Palm Beach County were dealing with a power outage. St. Lucie County had 3,838 customers without the power, and in Martin County, 5,317 were effective. As the pandemic continues, Florida Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran issued an executive order Friday allowing high school seniors to graduate even if they don't take or perform poorly on state exams. The order also covers promotion of third graders and grades earned in specific classes by middle and high school students. Almost a third of Florida's public school students have been studying from home online because of COVID-19. More calls coming for the CDC to get back to business as usual from Florida ports. Florida GOP Congressman Carlo Jimenez says cruises are sailing from Europe and the Bahamas.
There is no reason why we can't get the CDC to at least, please, give us a timetable, tell the cruise industry exactly what it is they need to do, and let's get going. There is no reason on earth why the cruise industry can't be up and sailing this summer.
The plea comes a day after Governor DeSantis announced a lawsuit against the CDC to lift the no-sail order issued over a year ago. Florida's ports are responsible for hundreds of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in revenue. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody says young people who become crime victims are more likely to commit crimes themselves as they grow up. She's partnering with the Urban League in 4 Florida counties to break the cycle with a new program called Thrive.
We can offer the resources, the thoughtful guidance, and the support structure they may not otherwise have to lead them on a road to effective recovery from that trauma.
Moody says the program will offer support and guidance for young victims. It'll be offered at first in 4 Florida counties: Broward, Pinellas, Duval, and Leon. One woman was arrested in connection with 6 dogs reportedly found in rotting kennels as sheriff's officials jailed 3 others in a drug bust, according to records and the Indian River County Sheriff's Office. Officials with the sheriff's SWAT team April 7 executed a drug-related search warrant at an address in the 4300 block of 27th Avenue in the Gifford area, north of Vero Beach. They reported finding 3 male and 3 female dogs behind the home. Investigators say the pooches were in rotting or rotten kennels with no access to food, and no water in sight. At least 2 of the animals were described as being in various stages of malnourishment, with their kennel covered in urine and feces, an affidavit says. At least 1 dog had severely overgrown nails and a possible eye infection. Angelina Marie Horskin, age 20, told investigators she owned the dogs and wondered why the SWAT team was there. Horskin was arrested on 6 misdemeanor unlawful confinement of animal charges. Animal control officials took custody of the dogs. A 22-page traffic report regarding Tiger Woods' accident back in February in Los Angeles reveals that the golfer thought he was back in Florida after the crash. The incident report states the golfer was acting in a manner consistent with someone suffering from shock. The report determined the former Masters champion was at fault for driving at an unsafe speed. Lastly, the Riptide race slide is now open at Aquatica at SeaWorld. It's the world's tallest dueling racer water slide. Riders begin at the top of a 68-foot tower in a 2-person raft before racing down the 650-foot slide. The ride gives guests a full view of the entire park. Riptide Race is the 50th slide to open at Aquatica, and it's the 2nd tallest slide at the park. Yesterday, some Major League Baseball scores. We had the Boston Red Sox 14-9 over Baltimore. The Pirates beat the Cubs 7-1. New York Yankees upsetting Tampa Bay 8-4 yesterday. Kansas City Royals over the White Sox 4-3. The Brewers beating St. Louis 9-3, and it was Philly over Atlanta by a score of 7-6. Our news time 6:50 with weather and traffic together next.
6:52 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Waterway Dermatology. Dr. Ryan Schuring, located at 1050 Monterey Road in Stewart, bringing personalized health care back to dermatology the Waterway. Bonnie?
Well, it's a good time to be back out on the roadways, and Monday morning, if you're traveling back to work, it's a good morning. We're not finding any tie-ups, no accidents right here to report. And there's your latest look at traffic. 65 and partly cloudy in Stewart this morning. 38 with rain showers in Grand Island, Nebraska. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Still some lingering showers through about late morning, then clearing conditions throughout the day with highs in the low to mid 80s. High pressure builds into the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, and things dry out for a couple of days. Highs in the low to mid 80s with mostly sunny skies. By the end of the work week, another front moves in, returning the chance for scattered showers and storms. Highs in the mid 80s. The front stalls out across the area over the weekend, keeping our weather pattern unsettled. Showers and storms possible through the weekend with highs in the mid 80s.
PTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
And now, more brutally honest slogans for products and brands. IKEA. Visit for the meatballs. Stay because you can't find your way out. YouTube, where the world watches ads. Taco Bell. We make 32 different things with the same 5 ingredients. Why mess with perfection? And Q-tips. Listen, from a liability standpoint, we have to tell you not to stick these in your ears. But we're not your mother, so do whatever the hell you want with them. And this has been more brutally honest slogans for products and brands.
Well, that's about as brutal as it could, honest it could be as far as pertaining to Q-tips.
Yeah, with a Q-tip, you want it to stick in your ear, but you don't want to keep it in your ear and walk around with the things.
That just wouldn't look like
ears.
you'd look like you have antennas on.
Yeah, it would.
That definitely wouldn't look right.
And you definitely don't want to walk into something sideways with a Q-tip sticking there in your ear. It could be fatal.
No, definitely it could be fatal. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour today, Dr. John Millay is going to be here from the Martin County School System. We'll get an update from him on all things pertaining to the school board body.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell Dr. John Millay about all of the wonderful kids that I met out at the Sailfish Splash Water Park this week. Martin County has a great host of youth in the area.
They definitely do, without a doubt. Very respectful youth, and that's all we really ask is that our youth just be respectful to their elders, and just kind of just mind them.
Yep, there were a couple of youths that were respectful to me after we ate lunch and I walked out into the splash area where they have 2 youths had those big water squirting guns to squirt at you.
Right.
And I was feeling a mite bit cold after lunch, but they had mercy on one Bonnie Ashley.
Me, I wouldn't. I would have sprayed you down like no tomorrow. I'd have had you freezing.
I think I would have kicked and splashed some water right back at you, Evan.
Not a problem. You got it. We're going to take a short pause for the cause. Hour number 2 of the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie just around the corner right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Madam Announcer. It is Monday, April the 12th, 2021.
I am ready to be back on the air. I am bursting with all new provocative takes on things.
That's right. I am always ready to be on the air.
Today's broadcast is being simulcast in broken English.
Oh, broken English. Okay, well, language for us.
Okay, here we go.
That's right. Okay, here we go with hour number 2. It is 7:08. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 7:08 a.m.
And the top of the morning to you, Miss Bonnie. How are you and yours today?
I'm good and okay. Here we go. Back to the OK Corral.
Oh,
where
yes.
Everything is good.
For shizzle, without a doubt.
Wyatt Earp along too.
Yes, for shizzle, without a doubt. Without further ado, let's get to birthdays and anniversaries. Let's see how many of these we don't know for a Monday morning. What do you have for me first and foremost, Bonnie?
Happy birthday to Jerry in central Wisconsin, Jerry K. Happy birthday. And sometimes he takes a little listen to us too, Evan, on our Facebook.
Okay.
He's not a writer of the page, but Jerry, if you're watching, happy birthday and good morning.
Happy birthday to you, Mr. Jerry. Suarez Ronan is 27 years old today. That's Hannah from the Lovely Bones. I have no idea who that is.
Lovely Bones. Now, I've heard of the program, but we have so many shows to choose from. It's just one of those that I haven't watched yet.
Jesse James Decker is 33. That's the country music singer. Do you know who that is?
Just like
I don't.
Jesse James.
I have no idea who that is.
I think Cher had a song, didn't she, at one time?
I don't
It's
know.
Just like Jesse James. It wasn't.
I don't know.
Now, that Jesse James you just mentioned, I'm not aware of.
Okay.
But
you can add that to your repertoire when you do your concert. Just like Jesse James.
I don't think Cher would be very proud of that.
Sure, you could do a cover. Why not? Lana Glazer is 34. That's Broad City star. Brooklyn Decker is 34. A smoking hot blonde from Sports Illustrated, cover model, plays Jane Fonda's daughter on Mallory on the Netflix series Grace and Frankie. Brendan Urie is 34. That's the lead singer of Panic at the Disco. Matt McGorry is 35. That's Asher on How to Get Away with Murder. Easton Corbin, 39 years old today, country music artist.
Do you know that country music artist?
I do know who Easton Corbin is.
I thought you might.
Finally, somebody I know on this list.
That's a new country music artist.
Been around for a while.
I'm not real familiar with Easton as a gentleman.
Yes, Easton Corbin, yes. Claire Danes is 42. That's the counterterrorism agent Carrie Matheson. Jennifer Morrison is 42. That's Emma Swan on Once Upon a Time. Marley Shelton, 47. It's Judy Hicks in Scream 4. Shannon Doherty is 50 years old today. We all know who she is.
Well, we're still glad that she's around, too. She had like a serious bout not too long ago with breast cancer. And I'm just hoping I don't see any news that's you come out of remission or anything.
Nope. Vince Gill, 64. David Letterman, 74 years old today.
You know who's looking a lot like David Letterman lately?
Me.
Well, not even close.
Okay. Santa Claus.
Our good friend, and Santa Claus, too, is in that category. Cliff Desmond.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen him lately?
No, but I've heard.
When I was up there the last time, he would come in the morning sporting this really dandy sort of beard.
Well, he got rid of his hair and dropped down to his face.
And
there you go.
He looks good with it, but it reminded me of David Letterman, of course.
Celebrating birthdays in the heavens, David Cassidy in 2017 passed away, and the one and only Tiny Tim, Mr. Tiptoe Through the Tulips, passed away in 1996.
Oh, yeah.
Today is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day, so when you get home, Bonnie, slap some toast in a frying pan, butter it up, a couple of slices of American cheese, and you're all good to go.
Now, is that your favorite cheesy kind of delight? Anything with made with cheese, is yours like a grilled cheese sandwich?
That and a cup of tomato soup, and I'm very content.
Oh, with the tomato soup. That's like heaven. And, it's good when you get one at like a Panera Bread.
For shizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think the favorite cheesy thing that's made, though, I read in a survey this morning, is pizza, followed by a grilled cheese sandwich, which is tied with mac and cheese.
Very nice.
That's a very competitive group right there.
Good morning. You're on the air. Hello. Who's this?
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's Fredo. Hey, Fredo. How are you?
Hi, Bonnie. Happy. How you doing?
I have a feeling Fredo is going to make us a sandwich or something this morning. Are you?
No. You were talking about water parks. I want to talk to you about Fredo's water park. Yeah, man.
Oh, you have a water park.
Whoa, a new water park that we can travel to.
All right, tell me about
man.
it.
You jump off a big cliff, jump into the water. That's one of the rides right there. Yeah, man.
Wow.
And then jump on a rope, land in the lake.
Yeah.
There's the next ride. And then you got the squirt me with a hose ride. Yeah, man.
The squirt me with the hose ride.
Yeah, man. And then after you've
Okay.
been walking around in the sun all day, you can go to our hot soup concession stand. Yeah, man.
Hot soup concession stand.
And
okay.
enjoy a grilled cheese sandwich made by Fredo.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And then we got a new ride. It's the peek in the hole ride. Yeah, you do the peeking, we'll provide the hole. Yeah, man.
Peek in the hole ride. Never heard of that one before.
That sounds a
Fredo's
little
Water
bit.
Park opened up this weekend. Yeah, man.
Hey, I gotta ask you. I have to ask you a question.
Yeah, man.
Rumor has it that you were incognito at this wedding that Phil and I were at this Saturday that I DJ'd. You were dressed up incognito, so we would not recognize you. Is that true?
All I did was wear a hat. Yeah, man. You didn't recognize me because I had a hat on. That's what it was. You didn't see my beautiful hair. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you? All right. Since you were there,
Yeah.
did you hear one of the best man speeches or one of the speeches? What they said to the groom?
Yeah. It was just like, have a good time. And he put the mic down and walked down and sat back down. That was it. Yeah, man.
That was it. Have a good time.
Have a good time.
That was it.
Did he mean a good time at the wedding or a good time in life in general?
He just said, eat, drink, be merry, have a good time. He put the mic down. He went and sat back down, started making out with his girl. Yeah, man, because he's manly.
That was
yeah,
it.
Man.
But there was another speech that really took me. Something about death. I forget what the guy
I don't
said.
know. I was too busy trying to score with one of the bridesmaids at that point. Yeah, man.
Fredo, come
Yeah,
on.
man.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That just can't happen.
Did they kick you out of?
that?
Did they kick you out of the wedding because you were wearing a hat? Wasn't this like a white tie affair?
Oh no, you should have seen someone new, someone with a ball cap on, with a beard, t-shirt. Yeah, man. There was one dude there was like that. But Evans, I must say, I was impressed with that photo booth. Yeah, man, that you got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. You like that, huh?
Yeah, a little mirror photo booth. And I was like, just sitting there just watching everything. There's some debauchery going on over there. That was awesome. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite the shindig, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I went over there and took a picture. Yeah, man. And by the way, there was a lot of plastic in that room the other night, man. You would have melted all that plastic. You could have made a chair out of that thing. It was just,
what kind of plastic was it?
You can guess. Kind of surgery plastic, if you know what I mean. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that.
And the guy who was running the photo booth, man, what is he, Santa Claus? That hair was so white, I thought I could see through it. Yeah, man.
That was my business partner, Russ.
Oh, Russ, yeah, he was cool, manly. Yeah, I offered that. I gave him a gift card to my Medallion Man company. Yeah,
Why
man.
did I know you were going to say that?
Yeah, man. And Phil was out there dancing again, doing the electric slide, and then you were just sitting there trying to get the guy to do the whole thing with the gata and everything else. Yeah, man. Bobby, you missed it. You would have had some fun.
Did
lot
you-
of beer drinking. Lot of beer drinking.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy,
man.
was there ever a lot of beer at
Yeah.
this party.
Did any beer spill all over you, or did you come home with any on your clothes, or did it get that wild?
Nah, I was good. I had just had my little scotch. Yeah, that's a scotch and Perrier. Yeah, man.
Sounds like. Did you bring in your own? He probably smuggled
did.
in his
Yeah.
own. No,
Yeah, he probably
Fredo.
smuggled his own in.
So
yeah.
did you get a cute bridesmaid to sit with you in the photo booth and? get
Oh
some good-
yeah. But I tell you one thing, that photo booth, I didn't see that much panty since I did a raid at a That's a penny right there. Yeah, man.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, people got a little obscene in the photo booth.
Oh my.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into any more detail about that.
And,
Yeah.
get into the beer thing. Man, that groove. Woo. Yeah, man. He was madly drinking all that beer. Yeah, man.
Yeah, there was a lot of beer going. There was a lot of beer.
Was this like a
it's
wedding or
Jupiter Farms.
a wedding or a carnival?
No, carnival.
I mean,
Oh yeah, you should have seen he had a little Ferris wheel out back, and everything else. Yeah, little horse and pony ride going on. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh! And then it poured too, didn't it?
Yeah. It rained so much I saw a bird put sandbags around her nest. Yeah, man.
A bird putting sandbags around her nest.
Wow.
I've never heard of that one before. Jeez.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah,
the
man,
most
Bobby, you should've
unfortunate.
been there.
The most
You would've
would you shut up for a minute, please, and let
Hey,
me talk?
hey, we talk to you like
Thank
that.
you. All right.
Come on.
So the most unfortunate thing happened to me Saturday night is my trailer lights went out and I had to drive with no trailer lights going home.
Oh, how dangerous that would have been.
But I did figure out what it was. You know how I did?
A little
I took it
electrical
to
thing.
no, I took it to Fredo's garage service.
Oh,
Yeah, man. We fixed them up real good yesterday.
Fixed it up for me.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
man.
but you didn't have a lot of business yesterday, so you were able to take Evan right in for service. And
Yep.
Oh yeah, Evan likes to be serviced as much as he can. Yeah, man.
Yep. They took real good care of me, servicing me at the at Fredo's garage service. Definitely.
Yeah, man.
So,
well, that's a good thing. Could be kind of dangerous.
yeah, they fixed my trailer and I've got lights now.
That's good.
Yes,
Oh,
for sure.
whew,
For shizzle.
a
as
sigh
they
of
say.
relief.
All right, Fredo, we got to run. Listen, you have a wonderful day. And where are you going to be today, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, today I'm doing a fish fry and foot massage. Yeah, man. Fish fry, foot massage. I'm gonna be over at West Palm Beach, man. There's a lot of money down there. So I'm gonna be at Forest Hill and Military Trail today. Yeah, right in front of the. Yeah.
With fish fry, that just doesn't sound good.
Wait a minute. Wawa on Forest Hill and Military Trail. I hate to tell you.
Well, there's the alley out back, something like that. You know why? I don't. Or the Cumberland Farms. That's it. The Cumberland Farms alley out back. Yeah, man, right by the dump shop.
The Cumberland Farms is on Kirk Road in Forest
All right,
Hill
don't get
Boulevard.
into the details here. I'll just be there. Don't worry about it. Just look for the big fish and feet on the side of the trailer. Yeah, man.
We just hope we know where
I
you're
gotta
going.
get rid of this guy.
Mhm.
He's just too much. Goodbye, Fredo. All right. I don't know. Jeez. Man.
Fish fry and feet.
Fish fry
that
and feet. That
just sounds.
just doesn't sound right.
But so does feet and barbecue, and sometimes he's serving up the barbecue and working on people's feet. And
Well, as long as he's wearing gloves, I guess it's all right. I mean, it's sanitary.
yeah,
I
that
mean,
could be. I can't believe he was at the wedding. at
barbecue
your-
foot sandwich.
Oh.
That just wouldn't taste right.
No.
But yeah, Fredo was at the wedding in all his plunder, and he was incognito. I just found out that he had a hat on. That's why we didn't recognize him. And it was quite the bit interesting.
I'm sure he was the one drinking all the beer.
Probably so. 7:20 right now. It's news time. We're going to take a trip just across the hall, down the road, and on the other side of the street where Bonnie's standing by at the news desk. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The strong storms that moved through Martin County on Sunday afternoon brought hail, wind, and took down trees. WPTV Stephanie Susskind has this report from Hobe Sound yesterday.
Yes, good evening. You see all of the debris right here. This is all from trees that came down in this Hobe Hills neighborhood. And everything from here to the stop sign is all from a tree that was down across the road over here. This is at Flamingo Drive and Duncan Street. Now, we'll show you what it looked like earlier as Martin County fire crews came out here pretty quickly. They had their chainsaws and they were ready to go. They were taking down those tree limbs to make way so that cars could pass through the road again. All of the neighbors out here all came together to help. It was really a team effort to get the roadway clear. And we spoke to the man who has the property where that tree came in here as long as he has. And he knew the storm was bad, but he didn't know it was that bad.
I didn't know it was going to take this thing down the way it did. It got the root ball and everything. Took it all right out of the ground. We got to get rid of it. And thank God I didn't have to do it by myself.
Yes, again, certainly a team effort out here in this neighborhood. Now, the good news out here, nobody was hurt with all of this. Again, some trees down and some power out. In fact, we just saw an FPL truck go through here a few moments ago. But all in all, everyone now is doing okay. Reporting live in Hope Sound, Stephanie Suskind, WPTV, News Channel 5.
In Boca Raton, a Florida woman who claimed she is Harry Potter fatally struck a federal judge visiting from New York and seriously injured a 6-year-old boy after swerving her car onto a sidewalk. Natasha Snape, age 23, is charged with vehicular homicide and other felonies for Friday's crash that killed District Judge Sandra Fierstein, age 75, who served in the Eastern District of New York since 2003. The boy, Anthony Ochinikov, was taken to the hospital, but his condition Sunday could not be determined. According to witnesses told Boca Raton police that Snape was driving erratically, going around stopped traffic on a busy road when she drove onto a sidewalk and struck Fierstein. Snape then drove back onto the roadway, striking the boy in a crosswalk. Police say Snape then fled into neighboring Delray Beach, where she crashed. A Delray police officer said Snape appeared to be having convulsions, but was able to get out of the car. She stared into space and would only say she was okay. She remained jailed Sunday on $60,000 bond. The Palm Beach County Public Defender's Office was not open Sunday and has a policy of not speaking about its cases. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody says young people who become crime victims are more likely to commit crimes themselves as they grow up. She's partnering with the Urban League in 4 Florida counties to break the cycle with a new program called Thrive.
We can offer the resources, the thoughtful guidance, and the support structure they may not otherwise have to lead them on a road to effective recovery from that trauma.
Moody says the program will offer support and guidance for young victims. It'll be offered at first in 4 Florida counties: Broward, Pinellas, Leon. A 22-page traffic report regarding Tiger Woods' accident back in February in Los Angeles reveals the golfer thought he was back in Florida after the crash. The incident report states the golfer was acting in a manner consistent with someone suffering from shock. The report determined the former Masters champion was at fault for driving at an unsafe speed. Earl Simmons, the rapper better known as DMX, died on Friday at White Plains Hospital in White Plains, New York, 1 week after suffering a heart attack. He was 50 years old. Simmons' family said they were deeply saddened to announce the rapper's death, adding that he died with his family by his side after being placed on life support for the past few days. Lastly, the Riptide race slide is now open at Aquatica at SeaWorld. It's the world's tallest dueling racer water slide. Riders begin at the top of a 68-foot tower in a 2-person raft before racing down the 650-foot slide. The ride gives guests a full view of the entire park. Riptide Race is the 50th slide to open at Aquatica, and it's the second tallest slide at the park. Another boxing legend is stepping back into the ring. Evander Holyfield will fight Kevin McBride in an exhibition on June 5. Holyfield, age 58, joins the trend of retired boxers crashing in on exhibition bouts. The highest profile exhibition bout featured Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. on a Triller card in November 2020 that reportedly sold 1.6 million pay-per-views. News time, we have 7:25, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
7:26 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Nothing happening traffic-wise. So we have just a really good Monday morning ride. If you got to be there by 8, yes, you're going to be arriving on time. No tie-ups to report on our roadways this morning. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 64, cloudy sky. Portsmouth, England, 46 and cloudy. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Still some lingering showers through about late morning, then clearing conditions throughout the day with highs in the low to mid 80s. High pressure builds into the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, and things dry out for a couple of days. Highs in the low to mid 80s with mostly sunny skies. By the end of the work week, another front moves in, returning the chance for scattered showers and storms. Highs in the mid 80s. The front stalls out across the area over the weekend, keeping our weather pattern unsettled. Showers and storms possible through the weekend with highs in the mid 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Here are the top things your beer would say if it could talk. Let's see. Which one of these uglies am I going to make you wake up next to in the morning? Put the mug away and drink me out of the can, you pompous jerk. Who in this bar should we arm wrestle tonight? You'll never understand how offensive 99 bottles of beer on the wall is to my people. What am I doing tonight? Trying to dissolve a urinal cake. And finally, I look forward to seeing you hugging your toilet again in a few hours. And that was the top things your beer would say if it could talk.
Yeah, it, of course, comes from Alexa, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. And only Alexa would know, right?
Yeah, the top things that your beer would say if your beer could talk. So from that, we go to stupid news.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
So we're going to take a trip up the road to Titusville, Florida, where there's a couple selling their home, Bonnie. Okay, and they've asked to have the property inspected at the request of the buyers. Okay, so the buyers want to have the property inspected before they buy the home.
Yeah,
from,
kind of a normal thing that would go along with buying a home.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a nursery camera inside the home, and a camera detected a little bit of movement in the house while the selling couple was not there. So the homeowners checked their phone, and they caught the guy inside that's inspecting the house in the act of pleasuring himself with their baby's Tickle Me Elmo. Oh, yeah.
That's very disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Now, after he got done, he returned the Tickle Me Elmo to the original place, and he just left. Now, police were notified, and the man was not found as of yet.
This was the home inspector?
Yeah, the home inspector.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
The police reached out to the inspection company, and they said that the man resigned the day after the inspection. Plus, he also moved out of the area where he was living. This guy's still at large.
Oh, yikes. I wouldn't want him coming over to inspect my home and touching any of my things.
That just gave me a whole new vision.
Yes.
Of next time I go to the toy department and I see a Tickle Me Elmo on the shelf, I'm gonna cringe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna cringe.
Well, don't let this give you a distaste for every Tickle Me Elmo that you see out there, Evan. Particularly the brand new ones on the store shelves.
I'm just gonna.
They're
cringe.
still cute, and they shouldn't be tainted. Don't let that taint you from it.
No, it's just not right.
Just gonna give you a sick feeling all over when you see one again.
It's gonna give me a complete sick feeling.
Okay.
I'm never gonna be able to listen to Tickle Me Elmo do this.
It just makes me want to hug that one.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I really hope they find that guy.
I hope so.
Because that was just downright rude.
Yep. Do you have any other stupid stories?
I do. I have tons. There's a spa out of Jacksonville, Florida, that's been hosting events called the Botox and Bubbles. Botox and Bubbles.
I think I have heard of this one. There a supposedly Botox doctor that's in trouble.
Yeah, people could go there and have a few drinks and get Botox injections. Now, I'm pretty sure the people going didn't think the doctor would be drinking.
Oh, okay. So the doctor kind of partying a little bit, providing the Botox?
Yeah, or that he wouldn't be an actual doctor. The police in Jacksonville got a tip.
Is his name Fredo?
No. The police in Jacksonville, though, they got a tip that something shady was happening at these Botox and Bubble. Detective went undercover last month. They found out that, yes, indeed, it was true. There was shady activity going on. The person given the injections was a 47-year-old guy by the name of Nelson Turin. And he's not even a doctor, even though Botox and Bubbles, he said he was, and he didn't have a medical license to be giving Botox injections either.
Mm-hmm.
And he was drinking a drink known as Four Locos.
Four Locos?
Four Locos.
What does that drink involve? Maybe
Google it. Just Google
it.
Yeah, it's high test fuel. He was drinking Four Locos while he was giving the injections. Finally, they caught up with him, and he was arrested on several charges, including practicing medicine without a license and possession of prescription drugs. Did you find out what Four Locos is?
Four Locos contains carbonated water, sugar, and natural and artificial flavoring, including FD&C Red 40. It is 40% alcohol by volume.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on state regulations.
That's lethal stuff. Mm-hmm. He was drinking Four Locos. Not four of them, but it's called Four Locos.
Well, the cans look real pretty. The cans come in
kind of
like those
the cans look real pretty, but what's
colors.
inside the can is not pretty.
No. I think I heard, too, of a guy down in the Fort Lauderdale area that was pretty much like giving Botox in his garage.
Yeah.
Kind of like garage sale Botox.
That sounds like something Fredo would do.
Don't know how anybody can really get away with that for very long.
Yeah. Let's go to Chester Hill Borough, Pennsylvania, where state police were called to a Dollar General store after receiving a report of a woman wearing a hard hat, holding a crock pot lid as a shield, and carrying a bathroom scale. That's an interesting combination.
Yeah, I mean, she could be wearing the crock pot lid as a hard hat.
Well, no, she wasn't wearing it. She had the hard hat on.
And carrying one.
Holding a crock pot lid as a shield.
Yeah.
And carrying a bathroom scale.
This sounds like a strange becoming story.
Yeah. It turns out 25-year-old Tiffany Kerfoot was under the influence of drugs and believed people were chasing her and trying to hurt her. She also told the police that she just witnessed a murder on Roland Street where she lives with her boyfriend, 26-year-old Nicholas Rolls. When troopers went to investigate, Rolls told them there was no murder and that Kerfoot has a drug problem. As the police were walking out, a trooper spotted a glass marijuana pipe in the middle of the living room floor. Rolls is now charged with misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia, and Kerfoot, who was taken to the hospital, was cited for public drunkenness with a crock pot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sounds like she was having some strange hallucinations, too, of maybe witnessing a murder, some sort of thing.
Let's go to Stillwater, Minnesota, where Sunday night, a police officer spotted a 10-year-old kid doing 50 miles an hour in a minivan. A 10-year-old child doing 50 miles an hour in a minivan.
Yeah.
Kid was all over the road and almost hit a tree before the cops parked his car in front of the minivan to stop it. And when he asked the kid what he was doing,
did he steal his grandma and Gramps minivan?
You're close. The kid said his parents were asleep, so he took the van.
For a little cruise?
Yeah, because he wanted to buy some Cheerios for breakfast the next day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Fortunately, nobody got hurt, and nobody's facing any charges.
Yeah. Boy, he must have really wanted those Cheerios.
Man.
But I wonder what mom and dad were doing. Were they sleeping
They
or
were
something?
sleeping, so he stole the keys. Took the van out for a joyride, went to the grocery store, got some Cheerios, and came home.
Mom and dad will probably be locking those keys up now in a safe.
I would say so.
Yeah.
We're going to go over to Germany, where a guy robbed a bank last Tuesday. Guy pulls out a gun, demands money, and he took off with the bag of cash. But when the police asked the bank staff and the witnesses to describe the guy, they couldn't describe him.
Because he was wearing a mask?
No, because they were too distracted by his colorful 80s style tie.
Oh.
They were more concerned about what the tie looked like
than
what the guy looked like.
The eyes were on the tie.
Yes. The police said, quote, he did it very cleverly. Everybody focused on the ugly tie and didn't pay attention to his face. So this guy's still out there at large.
So if you rob a bank, make sure you're wearing some.
No, don't give that advice.
Maybe real nifty kind of shoes or something, like a colorful shoes where all of the attendants are looking down at your shoes.
Yeah, they're looking at your feet
and not looking at you in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I would not advise that. Children, don't try that at home. Do not go out and rob a bank today.
On your next robbery.
Yeah, do not go out and rob a bank today, please. And don't wear a bright tie when you go do it. Just stay home. Not robbing a bank robbing a bank is not a good idea. There's a 34-year-old woman named Shantaria Story who went into a car dealership recently up in Winter Haven, Florida. Now, for those of you that don't know where Winter Haven is, that's in the central part of the state, a little more towards the west.
Is it over by Ocala, maybe, or Claremont?
No, Ocala
area?
is further north.
Okay.
Winter Haven is like if you're driving to Tampa.
Oh,
west.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Kind of like almost a straight shot across.
Right. Went to the car dealership Monday night and she asked to test drive a 2021 Chevy Equinox. Okay. Brand new 2021 Chevy Equinox. Now, the dealership has a policy during COVID where people take test drives by themselves without any employees in the car. So you know what Shantaria did? She took the car
and kept driving.
And about 2 hours later, it was clear she wasn't coming back.
Uh-huh. Wow. Oh.
But she didn't realize that the car had something on it called OnStar.
She didn't get very far, did she?
Well, OnStar made it incredibly easy for police to track the car down.
Mm-hmm.
So they quickly found Shantaria and the stolen car, and she was arrested for grand theft auto.
You should realize if you're going to attempt something like that, there's so much technology now
Yep.
that they will have a way of tracking it. They're not just going to let you take that car out for a test drive on your own and not have it under surveillance of any kind.
This last story I have this morning gives a whole new meaning to shipping something. Okay. There's a 75-year-old guy named Brian Robson who lives in the United Kingdom. Now, back in 1965, when he was only 19 years old, he got a job working with a railroad company in Melbourne, Australia. They flew the guy out to the job, but he became homesick and he hated the job. Now, unfortunately for him, he couldn't quit the job because he signed a 2-year contract. His flight home would have cost him around $950, and he was making only $55 a week, Bonnie. So he came up with this brilliant scheme with 2 of his buddies at the job to mail him home in a wooden crate.
Oh, how
He wound
morbid.
up he wound up getting shipped, and he got shipped around for 5 days, and he says he was passing in and out of consciousness.
Oh, how nightmarish this is.
The worker looked through a hole in the crate. A worker looked through the hole in the crate,
Saw his
and
eyeball?
saw him in there.
Oh.
And they got him out in L.A.
Oh, my
He'd been shipped to the wrong place.
Whoa.
After U.S. officials figured out he was not a threat. When Pan American Airlines was in business back in the day,
What an incredible story.
they flew him home for free.
Oh, man. I wonder how many destination points he was shipped to and how many places he had been to.
I don't know, but
in a
I wonder if he had frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
And what his frequent flyer miles number was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, poor guy.
And being in that crate, he probably wished he was still working on the railroad in Melbourne. Wow.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
So there's your stupid news for Monday,
That's
April the 12th.
incredible story. Evan.
2021. From the stupid stuff, we now go to the real stuff. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town and precious metals anywhere, go see our good friend Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here is Bonnie with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Well, good morning. As the pandemic continues, Florida Education Commissioner Richard Corcoran issued an executive order on Friday allowing high school seniors to graduate even if they don't take or perform poorly on state exams. The order also covers promotion of third graders and grades earned in specific classes by school students. Almost a third of Florida's public school students from home online because of COVID-19. More calls coming for the CDC to allow cruises to get back to business as usual from Florida ports. Florida GOP Congressman Carlos Jimenez says cruises are sailing from Europe and the Bahamas.
There is no reason why we can't get the CDC to at least, please, give us a timetable, tell the cruise industry exactly what it is they need to do, and let's get going. There is no reason on earth why the cruise industry can't be up and sailing this summer.
The plea comes a day after Governor DeSantis announced a lawsuit against the CDC to lift the no-sail order issued over a year ago. Florida's ports are responsible for hundreds of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in revenue. The village of Indiantown is experiencing a temporary citywide water outage. Maintenance crews are addressing the interruption. Once water service resumes, a 72-hour precautionary boil water notice will be in effect. Traditionally, many schools would be entering prom season, but with the pandemic, some traditions had to change. Over at Martin County High School, a semi-formal was held outside for the class of 2021 on Saturday. WPTV's Josh Navarro has the story.
From food trucks to movies, seniors here at Martin County High School came together one last time before graduation.
So I'm just really excited because, again, it was for us.
This is the second year Martin County students had to go through a pandemic. For the class of 2021 over at Martin County High School, it was important to hold this semi-formal.
And we wanted to come together one more time as a class and celebrate all the cool stuff that we were able to do this year and over the course of our 4 years.
School leaders say it wasn't in the best interest for student safety to hold a traditional prom. Each high school in the district put out a senior survey. The students' voices heard.
We're very proud. We knew that, the students helped put these together, so we hope that it would be something they'd want to participate in and be memorable for them. But to see them all come together, especially tonight, the weather isn't the greatest, but they're still out, they're still with their friends, they're having a good time, and they're being safe. And that's what it's really all about.
Students enjoyed food and even cast a vote for senior class king and queen, and taking pictures to celebrate their last year and making a long-lasting memory.
The unity, because I think nothing brings people more together than a common problem. And when common problems, we bring up common solutions. And I think it was really cool when we had that group of us just kind of come together and we were all working towards a goal to make sure that we could remember this part of senior year.
And graduation is going to be in mid-May. We're told it's going to happen in person at the school stadium, socially distant. For now, in Martin County, I'm Josh Navarro, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, lastly, Netflix has indefinitely postponed a documentary about Princess Diana's famous 1995 BBC interview following news of Prince Philip's death Friday. Diana, the interview that shocked the world, was scheduled to premiere Sunday, but has been pushed back to an undisclosed date, Netflix confirmed. The interview was released last year in several countries. The 90-minute documentary is focused on Princess Diana's panorama interview, where she spoke candidly about from Kensington Palace about her failed marriage to Prince Charles, confirmed rumors of his infidelity with a second wife, Camilla Parker Bowles, and her past struggles with depression and bulimia. Coach Charlie Wilson's IRSC Pioneers will move on to the NJCAA National Tournament for just the second time in Indian River State College history. The Pioneers will play Dawson College of Montana, who is debuting on the national stage. The Pioneers enter the Nationals with an 18-3 record. The Pioneers made it to the state finals after an 89-69 win over Jacksonville. News time, we have 7:49, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
One, the time right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Waterway Dermatology. Dr. Ryan Schuring, located at 1050 Monterey Road in Stewart, bringing personalized healthcare back to dermatology the Waterway. Bonnie?
Things are looking fine on our roadways on this Monday morning for Stewart. The Turnpike looks good. I-95 looking good north and southbound, including Martin and St. Lucie County. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's partly cloudy. We have 65 in Palm City. In Ashland, Wisconsin this morning, 39 with rain showers. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Still some lingering showers through about late morning, then clearing conditions throughout the day with highs in the low to mid 80s. High pressure builds into the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, and things dry out for a couple of days. Highs in the low to mid 80s with mostly sunny skies. By the end of the work week, another front moves in, returning the chance for scattered showers and storms. Highs in the mid 80s. The front stalls out across the area over the weekend, keeping our weather pattern unsettled. Showers and storms possible through the weekend with highs in the mid 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan
How
and
many
Bonnie.
times have you gone to the store and said, hey, how come I can't find any boxes? Well, now you can. Hi, this is Ken from Ken's Boxes and Things. Say, do you need a box? Well, we have boxes. We have big boxes and we have little boxes. Why drive all over town looking for boxes? We are your one-stop box shop for all of your box wants and needs. Mention that you heard this ad and get a free box with the purchase of any other boxes.
I just love your boxes, Ken.
Ha! Yes, all the time. Ken's Boxes and Things. For when you need a box.
Ken's Boxes.
I like those decorative, kind of colorful boxes.
Well, you know,
that you can get.
There's an entrepreneur right there, just like Fredo started his own business. It's called Ken's Boxes and Things.
You know, one time for Christmas, this isn't funny, Evan, but somebody gave me a box and it was like an empty box.
That was it?
Yeah.
Nothing in it? Just a box.
It was crazy. It was my father-in-law at the time, and his wife would pick out things for people during the holidays and birthdays. Yeah, and it's crazy. They just gave me this empty decorative kind of box.
Really?
It was really kind of pretty, but it was weird because it was like old too, like they got it from a garage sale or something.
Wow.
Have you ever gotten an empty box?
No.
Well, now I can say I have.
You got an empty box for Christmas.
Yeah.
With nothing in it.
Yeah.
Just air.
You
Just
bet.
a whole lot of air.
Yeah.
Maybe they boxed up some air from another state and they gave it to you.
Well, it didn't say that on any kind of a card or a label, so
And
I
it was wrapped in Christmas paper and everything?
don't know what was so special about it.
Now, was it shipped to you?
No, it was just given, I guess. A relative brought it over and, said, hey, these are from your in-laws.
Okay.
So
they went under the tree. They went under the tree.
Yeah.
And then Christmas morning, you opened a box. The box felt a little light to you.
Yes.
Okay. And you unwrapped it, took that pretty bow off of it,
Mm-hmm.
and you opened the box and you looked in and there was nothing.
Yeah, and I was hoping they would fill it with some jewels for me that were coming my way or something, but that I didn't marry a prince, so that just never happened.
I have never heard of somebody getting an empty box for Christmas.
I know, and I was all boxed up about it for the entire year.
An empty
It's true.
box.
Yeah.
Okay. If you've ever received an empty box for Christmas, I would love to know about it. You know how to reach me. Just call the number 220-9788. We'll talk about it.
Strange but true.
You can lay on our couch and we'll have a conversation. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station, home of the empty box for Christmas. We'll be back right after this.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. It's a Monday morning, April the 12th, 2021.
I'd say that was a pretty successful broadcast.
Yeah, our broadcasts are always successful.
What's Daddy doing?
Well, Daddy is doing nothing right now. He's broadcasting.
Get the show on the road.
All right, we'll get the show on the road with the one and only Dr. John Millay. But before we do that, official time now is 8:08. Mr. Clock, would you please certify that?
It's now 8:08 a.m.
Thank you very much. And now that we are certified in time, it's time to bring in the superintendent of the Martin County School System, the one and only Dr. John Millay. John, good morning, and how are you today?
Oh, good morning. I have an early pop quiz for you and Bonnie.
Oh,
Are
boy.
you ready?
All right, well, let's get our thinking
Okay,
caps on.
yeah.
Bonnie, you ready?
We're
How
ready.
many-
Yes.
I'll give you like a few seconds to think on this.
All right.
How many weeks are left in school? I can't hardly believe I get to ask this question.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to look at a calendar.
How many weeks left in school? So we
Yeah.
are in April. I'm going to give it
know.
about another 6 weeks back in action for that
Hold on.
school.
Evan, you got like 10 seconds.
I want to
No
say 6.
Okay. We graduate the week before the last week of May, but 7 weeks if you count this week. So 6 more after this. I'll give you all credit.
Got it right.
6. We're already in this week, so we'll say, hey. So 6 after that, which I just bring that up. It's a lot of state testings going on and a lot of events, but it's exciting that we've got through this year. We're getting closer, so we're almost there, and I'm happy for our hardworking staff and our kids and our families. It's just nice to see that light. I know everybody's ready to get through this school year. It's been positive, but I think it'll just be a big accomplishment.
Yeah, it's been quite the interesting year this year. Again, no proms, no special trips, or no senior activities, grad bash, or nothing like that. And I
Well,
understand.
we are doing some different things this weekend. Of course, the rain hit us a little bit, but there was the prom-like senior celebrations at all of our high schools, and I just thank all the staff that worked on that. They had contingency in case it stormed to go inside, and they had to do that for a portion of it. But they did do senior celebrations, prom-like events. They had for some formal and food, dress and semi-formals kind of things the kids wanted to do, and food and things like that. So I know there was the most of this.
Yeah, as you mentioned in your notes, the class of 2021, they had the senior celebrations this past Saturday. They were a huge success.
I met a lot of Martin County kids too out at the water park on Saturday, and great group of kids in Martin County. And it was great at Sailfish Splash, where they hire a lot of the juniors and the seniors to be like your lifeguards and hosts of the water park rides, and very nice kids right here in Martin County. And we're glad they're getting to celebrate a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, it's nice. And isn't that a great facility? I've only been out there briefly, but I know I'll be out there more.
Oh,
I know there's been swim meets, but that is just a fantastic.
It is.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect for taking the family out to cool off during the day. It's perfect.
Let's talk a little bit about how the school system honors the outstanding volunteers and the community partners.
Well, we just did that. The end of last week, we honored our outstanding school volunteers and community partners. Ceremony April 7th. We had 59 youth, adult, and senior volunteers and 16 local business community organizations that were honored. That was great that I was able to be part of that. Hopefully this is one of our last volunteer ones that we'll ever have to do online, but we know we can. But there's approximately 2,200 volunteers and community partners that provided more than 80,000 hours that's been logged in the 1920 school year. And they use a statistic on what a volunteer hour, the value of it, which it's high because you have just every range of professional volunteer. But when you add all those out, it means it's like a little over $2 million worth of service for our schools. So that's great. And if you ever feel like you'd like to volunteer, be involved in some way, there's 1,000 ways. And if you have an idea, we could probably make it happen. If you want to help, you can go on our district website or just call us. There's a volunteer services tabs in departments.
All right, very good. There was a recent state science and engineering fair that happened, and the middle school kids and the high school kids really were shining, weren't they?
They did good. You know, we had they made an excellent showing this year at the State Science and Engineering Fair, Florida. 4 students in the category. So congratulations to Hidden Oaks Middle. She was 4th place in the junior division in Greenhouse Gases Showdown in the Earth and Environmental Sciences category. Catherine Rogers of Anderson Middle School, she was 4th place with Saving with Solar. That was in environmental engineering as well. Varun Singh at Anderson Middle, he was 3rd, and the title was Busted, Monitoring Hand Hygiene with Smart RFID Technology, Part 2. So very technical little things they do.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit high tech. Yeah, sounds
They
good.
are. Some of our kids, I'm telling you, we had a school board presentation from Felix Elementary School, and it's just neat how they get into how bright these kids are. And then finally, Stephen Voken, South Fork High School, he was 4th place in the senior division. His topic was creating efficient surface invoking cylindrical solar panels.
Wow.
So that was a year 5 project in the engineering. So shout out to all of them and the parents and the staff that helped them grow and learn.
Yeah, these kids are wonderful. They're our next engineers and architects and whatnot, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Right. One of them may come run this place one day.
Yeah.
You never know, anything's possible. You've got some surveys that are out that need to get turned in, and let's get the word out about those.
Yes, it's called our satisfaction and engagement surveys. And this is a time for parents, students, and employees to complete that annually. The cutoff's tomorrow, April 13th. Feedback received from these families and employees help us develop our annual school improvement goals. So we take that information to see how we can improve. We'll assess your satisfaction with the school's communication methods, opportunities to be engaged with teachers, understanding the curriculum, the children's access to technology, and anything else you might want to say or share. So if you haven't completed a survey for your child's school or your work site, please visit our site, martinschools.org, and click under District News, and it'll take you right there.
Parent-teacher conference nights, they'll be continuing this week, won't they?
They are. Some of our last ones for the year. Our parent-teacher conferences continue this, hosting their sessions tomorrow evening, April 13th. Parents have been invited to participate in these virtual sessions with their child's teacher. If you'd like to schedule a conference with your child's school, contact the main office at that school. While middle and high schools held parent teachers last week, those conferences, parents are encouraged to contact schools if they had questions or they couldn't have done it. And that's one thing I think that there's some positives we've learned. I think we're all a lot more comfortable with some virtual meetings. So maybe in the future when mom or dad or both or whoever's taking good care of our kids, they couldn't come in the future to a meeting. I think we have more capabilities to try to get them there via technology. So I think this can be really good. We stay connected.
Imagine that there was a day where grandma and grandpa and even our moms and dads, some of our moms and dads would never even realize, never picture where you wouldn't have to go in and be physically with that teacher, just, do it right in on a Zoom session. Like our grandma and grandpas never even imagined that we would experience this.
I was remembering growing up in school when you talk to the teacher and, principal, if you ever had to go there, and they had to say, wait till we talk to your parent. And, now we would Zoom them right in.
Yeah.
I know it's crazy. The technology has changed so much.
Yeah.
It's, teachers can get a hold of a parent at like literally a moment's notice now.
At all hours of the morning too, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with that comes, that's us working together. It's because you can access, sometimes it more do, and it takes a little time to meet everybody's needs. If you want to be involved or contact your school, you can always contact your school, your child's teacher. They'll figure it out. They'll make time for you. But it's part of us. We try to give good customer service. In our business, it's a little different, but it's all about that relationship. And So we're trying to work hard on that.
Yeah.
John, what is the percentage? I don't know if you have those numbers in front of you, but what is the percentage of students that are in school learning opposed to still at home learning?
Okay, you put me on. It's
Or just
it's
roughly,
over,
just
no, it's
roughly.
just over 80%. I looked at that. I can get. It's interesting. So if any parent wants to see that, if you go to martinschools.org, I'm going to show you how fast it can be. You go to martinschools.org and you click on the superintendent link there.
Mm-hmm.
And mine decided it wanted to update just for some minutes. So
what an opportune time.
Sometimes it takes just a little minute, but I want to get here real quick because I'd like to show, because you can click on the up to the tabs. You can click on superintendent. You'll see a picture of me with some kids, but you go down to, that's the quickest way, to the public dashboards.
Mm-hmm.
And these are great because even after COVID, there's one just about COVID, but there's school grades dashboard, graduation analysis. I mean, everything that you want to know, but they can click on this enrollment and it's coming, but
as you're doing that, Dr. John, it says here that almost a third of Florida's public school students have been studying from home online because of COVID-19. So if you put Florida in the big perspective, it looks like a third of students still studying from home online.
yes, and that's where I think we're just over 80% that are traditional. But see, that's been the different here. We've been running about 20%. So in a third, we're beating that state average more of our. But if you go to that school demographic, you can click on the COVID link. There's just a lot of good things to kind of look at our enrollments, look at these different dashboards. Traditional remote, here it comes up. The very bottom one, traditional remote. So that answer was, our attendance rate in school has been 95, and remote combined about 95%. So even when they're remoting, most are in person. And then we show it by each school. So we are at 81.5%. So 18.5% remote. So
all right.
We'd like it higher, but if any parent, even though it's late in the year, if you want to put your child back in the Martin County Schools traditional, you could do it this week. You could move off of remote into that. We respect if you're going to stay, of course, but options will be changing, of course, evolving for the coming school year. We'll be talking about that soon, but the whole country and the state is moving back toward, of course, a traditional model. Go to that traditional, those remote dashboards.
All right, very good. That's Dr. John Millay. He's the superintendent of the Martin County School System. He joins us each and every Monday at this time to give us an update in regards to all things that are happening in the Martin County School System. John, always a pleasure. I always love seeing you with your different bow ties on, and we will look forward to speaking with you next time.
All right. Thank you all. Have a great week.
Have a great week as well. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now. It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,742.90 an ounce, and silver opening up at $25.14 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:22 right now on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk, and here's Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody says young people who become crime victims are more likely to commit crimes themselves as they grow up. She's partnering with the Urban League in 4 Florida counties to break the cycle with a new program called Thrive.
We can offer the resources, the thoughtful guidance, and the support structure they may not otherwise have to lead them on a road to effective recovery from that trauma.
Moody says the program will offer support and guidance for young victims. It'll be offered at first in 4 Florida counties: Broward, Pinellas, Duval, and Leon. The village of Indiantown is experiencing a temporary citywide water outage. Maintenance crews are addressing the interruption. Once water service resumes, a 72-hour precautionary boil water notice will be in effect. Traditionally, many schools would be entering prom season, but with the pandemic, traditions had to change. Over at Martin County High School, a semi-formal was held outside for the class of 2021 on Saturday. WPTV's Josh Navarro has the story.
From food trucks to movies, seniors here at Martin County High School came together one last time before graduation.
So I'm just really excited because, again, it was for us.
This is the second year Martin County students had to go through a pandemic. For the class of 2021 over at Martin County High School, it was important to hold this semi-formal.
And we wanted to come together one more time as a class and celebrate all the cool stuff that we were able to do this year and over the course of our 4 years.
School leaders say it wasn't in the best interest for student safety to hold a traditional prom. Each high school in the district put out a senior survey and having the students' voices heard.
We're very proud. We knew that, the students helped put these together, so we hope that it would be something they'd want to participate in and be memorable for them. But to see them all come together, especially tonight, the weather isn't the greatest, but they're still out, they're still with their friends, they're having a good time, and they're being safe. And that's what it's really all about.
Students enjoyed food and even cast a vote for senior class king and queen, and taking pictures to celebrate their last year and making a long-lasting memory.
The unity, because I think nothing brings people more together than a common problem. And when common problems, we bring up common solutions. And I think it was really cool when we had that group of us just kind of come together and we were all working towards a goal to make sure that we could remember this part of senior year.
And graduation is going to be in mid-May. We're told it's going to happen in person at the school stadium, socially distant. For now, in Martin County, I'm Josh Navarro, WPTV News Channel 5.
One woman was arrested in connection with 6 dogs reportedly found in rotting kennels as sheriff's officials jailed 3 others in a drug bust, according to records and the Indian River County Sheriff's Office. Officials with the sheriff's SWAT team April 7 executed a drug-related search warrant at an address in the 4300 block of 27th Avenue in the Gifford area north of Vero Beach. They reported finding 3 male and 3 female dogs behind the home. Investigators say the pooches were in rotting or rotten kennels with no access to food and no water in sight. At least 2 of the animals were described as being in various stages of malnourishment, with their kennel covered in urine and feces. At least 1 dog had severely overgrown nails and a possible eye infection. Angelina Marie Horskin, age 20, told investigators she owned the dogs and wondered why the SWAT team was there. Horskin was arrested on 6 misdemeanor unlawful confinement of animal charges. Animal control officials took custody of the dogs. Strong storms caused power outages for many customers across South Florida. According to FPL's power tracker, as of 6:48 p.m. yesterday, 17,713 customers in Palm Beach County were dealing with a power outage, where in St. Lucie County, 3,038 customers had a power outage, and in Martin County, 5,317 were affected. Lastly, Earl Simmons, the rapper better known as DMX, died on Friday at White Plains Hospital in White Plains, New York, 1 week after suffering a heart attack. He was 50 years old. Simmons' family said they were deeply saddened to announce the rapper's death, adding that he died with his family by his side after being placed on life support for the past few days. You know, USC is a hard school to get into unless you know Lori Laughlin or you're a random homeless guy. Take this a couple of weeks ago, a homeless man was arrested after posing as a USC football player. He managed to fool everyone for several days, and he wasn't hiding in the background. You see, he ate meals. He shared a jacuzzi with some of the players. He threw on a helmet, a jersey, and cleats in the locker room and fielded punts during practice. The school says that access to the team's practice facility is very restricted, but apparently this guy didn't have a problem slipping in. He eventually did get caught because he wasn't great at fielding punts. He was so impressive at everything else that he might still be embedded with the team if he had double one level football level 1 division skills. Our news time is 8:28, and we'll have weather and traffic together next.
Eight 8:29 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
As we bring us our latest report from FHP showing that everything is looking pleasant still on a Monday morning. Yeah, it's been a nice ride throughout, and it continues right now. The Turnpike looks fine, and so does U.S. Highway 1 for St. Lucie County and Martin County. There's your latest look at traffic. And we have 65 and a mostly cloudy sky in Port St. Lucie, and in Florence, Italy, 53 with rain. Here's our forecast at WPTV.
Still some lingering showers through about late morning, then clearing conditions throughout the day with highs in the low to mid 80s. High pressure builds into the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, and things dry out for a couple of days. Highs in the low to mid 80s with mostly sunny skies. By the end of the work week, another front moves in, returning the chance for scattered showers and storms. Highs in the mid 80s. The front stalls out across the area over the weekend, keeping our weather pattern unsettled. Showers and storms possible through the weekend with highs in the mid 80s.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
8:32 on the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for the Monday morning space report with the one and only Randy Siegel. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Well, it was back on this date in history in 1961 that the first human being went into orbit around the Earth. And that individual was Yuri Gagarin from the then Soviet Union. He made one orbit of the Earth. And during that orbit, he said, and I'm quoting, "Orbiting Earth in a spaceship, I saw how beautiful our planet is. People, let us preserve and increase this beauty, not destroy it." I wonder what he would say now if he were still going into orbit. What makes this flight rather unique is that when he came back after flying that one revolution around the Earth, he was ejected from the spacecraft. At 23,000 feet, he was ejected and made a parachute landing. And what was really interesting is he landed in a field, a potato field in Russia. And the people who were there couldn't understand who he was, where he came from, or anything else. It was quite a sight, to say the least. And then in 1986, NASA launched the first space shuttle mission, STS-1. And that was launched with Bob Crippen and John Young at the controls. When they landed, they found a lot of heat shield tiles were missing or damaged. And that caused big delays for the next shuttle launch to take place. And in 1985, NASA placed into orbit the STS-51D mission, carrying 7 astronauts, including then Senator Jake Garn. They suffered extensive brake damage and ruptured tires when they landed. And as a result, they landed a lot more at Edwards Air Force Base before they transitioned to the Kennedy Space Center. As you know, on Friday, we had the docking of that Soyuz MS-8 to the International Space Station. It brought NASA astronaut Mark Vanderhee, Roscosmos Oleg Novitsky, and Peter Dubrov to the International Space Station. Novitsky, who was commander of the MS-18 ship, will return to Earth in October. And Vanderhee may remain at the station if Russia decides to fly participants on MS-19 in October. These spaceflight participants likely will be a director and an actress for a movie filmed on the station with the Soyuz MS-19. But returning with Novitsky would be the director and the actress. Meanwhile, NASA is also preparing to send the Crew 3 commercial astronauts to the International Space Station no earlier than October 23rd. NASA astronaut Raja Chari and Thomas Marshburn will join European Agency astronaut Matthias Mauser, who's already been selected for the flight. There will also be an additional crew member expected to be added later. Russia explained MS-16 spacecraft not to automatically dock to the International Space Station. They said that there was a fairing problem in the nose cone, and as a result of that, they had to use a manual teleoperator control system to deliver the cargo to the station. The Russians have now also let of that first mission into space. You've got to remember, when Yuri Gagarin flew, it was the Soviet Union versus the United States. It was communism versus democracy. So everything was secret. Well, the Russians, little by little, have been opening up their archives and letting us know the thinking and the mythology behind their space flight and what caused it to happen. Joe Biden, who is unveiling his new for the coming year has pledged that the first person of color will land on the moon when NASA returns with its Artemis space program. They say that Artemis and will be funded. The White House of its budget proposal for fiscal year 2022 that includes an increase in funding NASA. Under the bill, the overall budget will be $24.7 billion in fiscal year 2022, an increase of about 6.3% from the $23.271 billion the agency received in the final fiscal year of 2021 in an omnibus spending bill. That new bill will include such items as supporting human exploration of the moon, Mars, and beyond, furthering the robotic exploration of the solar system and the universe, enhance research and development for NASA, advance climate science, building a diverse future in science, technology, engineering, and math, namely the STEM workforce, and continuing research on board the International Space Station. So, tall plans for NASA. They're also hoping that in the future that Bill Nelson will be confirmed as the new head of NASA. The United Arab Emirates has selected 2 new Emirates astronauts, including the Arab world's first female. Nora Al-Matshash, 27, has been selected as part of their astronaut corps, along with Mohammed Al-Mula. They announced that the 2 astronauts will now join Hassan Al-Masari, who was the first Emirates astronaut, Sultan Al-Nayed. They were chosen from 4,305 Emirates who applied for women who would like to fly into space. On Wednesday, if everything works right, Blue Origin is targeting its next flight of the New Shepard vehicle. They're aiming for an 8 a.m. launch. Tomorrow we're going to tell you about objects that have fallen from space and the flight of an Ark in space postponed. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with the Space Report. He's on the program each and every day at this time, giving you the latest and greatest with all things pertaining to NASA. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie is standing by with the latest and greatest food to pretty much soothe anybody's appetite, right, Bonnie?
You betcha, Evan. And you want to start your Monday off on a fresh start by having a fresh jumbo wrap for lunch today. Make it the Bacon Chicken Ranch Wrap. It's a wrap of your choice in a flour tortilla filled with your bacon, oven-roasted chicken, lettuce, that is, tomato, ranch dressing, and cheddar cheese, and served with a side of your choice, maybe a fresh, hot bowl of delicious soup that Chef Mark is preparing for you right now. What a treat. And if you have a sweet tooth today, well, enjoy some peanut butter pie. Make it loaded Rocky Road brownies, maybe pie. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart now has their patio back open, plus they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
It is now 8:41 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news, all brought to you by our good friend Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, go check out St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie.
The strong storms that moved through Martin County on Sunday afternoon brought hail, wind, and took down trees. WPTV's Stephanie Susskind has this report from Hobe Sound yesterday.
Yes, good evening. You know, you see all of the debris right here. This is all from trees that came down in this Hobe Hills neighborhood. And everything from here to the stop sign is all from a tree that was down across the road over here. This is at Flamingo Drive and Duncan Street. Now, we'll show you what it looked like earlier as Martin County fire crews came out here pretty quickly. They had their chainsaws and they were ready to go. They were taking down those tree limbs to make way so that cars could pass through the road again. All of the neighbors out here all came together to help. It was really a team effort to get the roadway clear. And we spoke to the man who has the property where that tree came down. He says it's been here as long as he has, and he knew the storm was bad, but he didn't know it was that bad.
I didn't know it was going to take this thing down the way it did. It got the root ball and everything. Took it all right out of the ground. We got to get rid of it, and thank God I didn't have to do it by myself.
Yes, again, certainly a team effort out here in this neighborhood. Now, the good news out here, nobody was hurt with all of this. Again, some trees down and some power out. In fact, we just saw an FPL truck go through here a few moments ago. But all in all, everyone now is doing okay. Reporting live in Hobe Sound, Stephanie Suskind, WPTV, News Channel 5.
More calls coming for the CDC to allow cruises to get back to business as usual from Florida ports. Florida GOP Congressman Carlos Jimenez says cruises are sailing from Europe and the Bahamas.
There is no reason why we can't get the CDC to at least, please, give us a timetable, tell the cruise industry exactly what it is they need to do, and let's get going. There is no reason on earth why the cruise industry can't be up and sailing this summer.
The plea comes a day after Governor DeSantis announced a lawsuit against the CDC to lift the no-sail order issued over a year ago. Florida's ports are responsible for hundreds of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in revenue. A 22-page traffic report regarding Tiger Woods' accident in Los Angeles reveals the golfer thought he was back in Florida after the crash. The incident report states the golfer was acting in a manner consistent with someone suffering from shock. The report determined the former Masters champion was at fault for driving at an unsafe speed. The village of Indiantown is experiencing a temporary citywide water outage. Maintenance crews are addressing the interruption. Once water service resumes, a 72-hour precautionary boil water notice will be in effect. Earl Simmons, the rapper better known as DMX, died on Friday at White Plains Hospital in White Plains, New York, 1 week after suffering a heart attack. He was 50 years old. Simmons' family said they were deeply saddened to announce the rapper's death, adding that he died with his family by his side after being placed on life support for the past few days. And lastly, the Riptide race slide is now open at Aquatica at SeaWorld. It's the world's tallest dueling racer water slide. Riders begin at the top of a 68-foot tower in a two-person raft before racing down the 650-foot slide. The ride gives guests a full view of the entire park. Riptide Race is the 50th slide to open at Aquatica, and it's the second tallest slide at the park. Hideki Matsuyama made history on Sunday. He was the first male golfer from Japan to win a major championship 10 years after making a sterling debut as the best amateur at Augusta National. Matsuyama claimed the ultimate trophy with a victory in the Masters. Our news time is 8:46. We'll have weather and traffic together for you next.
847 show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for Traffic and Weather Together, all brought to you by Waterway Dermatology. Dr. Ryan Schering, located at 1050 Monterey Road in Stewart, bringing personalized healthcare back to dermatology the Waterway. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, all Monday morning long here, we have seen a really excellent ride throughout Stewart and throughout Port St. Lucie. It's remaining that way, remaining calm right now on the roads. We're not finding any road construction around, no tie-ups to slow us down, and no accidents, and that's a good thing. There's your latest look at traffic. A cloudy 67 this morning in Stewart, and in Lake George, New York, showers and 47. Here's our forecast from WPTV.
Lingering showers through about late morning, then clearing conditions throughout the day with highs in the low to mid 80s. High pressure builds into the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday, and things dry out for a couple of days. Highs in the low to mid 80s with mostly sunny skies. By the end of the work week, another front moves in, returning the chance for scattered showers and storms. Highs in the mid 80s. The front stalls out across the area over the weekend, keeping our weather pattern unsettled. Showers and storms possible through the weekend with highs in the mid 80s. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bob.
Please enter your new password.
Okay, duckies.
Sorry, your password must contain at least 8 characters.
Rubber duckies.
Sorry, your password must contain 1 numerical character.
20 rubber duckies.
Sorry, the password cannot have blank spaces.
20 stupid rubber duckies.
Sorry, the password must contain at least 1 uppercase character.
20 stupid rubber duckies I'm about to stick up your butt.
Sorry, the password cannot use more than 1 uppercase character consecutively.
Okay, now I'm really getting pissed. How about 20 stupid rubber duckies that I'm about to stick up your butt if you don't give me my new password?
I'm sorry, that password is already in use.
Oh, no!
Start over.
You ever had that happen to you where you go to try to find a password
Ooh.
and it just keeps faulting and faulting and faulting?
Yeah.
Oh, that ticks me off.
Me too. And it irks me when they say I need that numerical in there, and then I need like an apostrophe or a comma.
A weird sign or something
or
like
the
that.
Exclamation point.
Yeah.
And then you got to do it over and over again, and then you don't have enough letters, and then it has to be in lowercase, not higher case.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insanity.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Total complete insanity. Good morning. You're on the radio with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning, Bonnie and Evan. How are you all doing today?
Oh, we're good, old man. And how are you today?
Morning.
Well, it's morning. It's a little cool up here. I'm still here in the Smoky Mountains. Edna wanted to stay a few more days. She loved those roller coaster rides.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Fascinating.
Well, it's the only thrill she gets probably riding the roller coaster, right?
Ooh, that's an up and down thing.
Yes, definitely so, without a doubt.
I wish I was there having like a Smoky Mountain breakfast with you right now.
Oh, that sounds good. With the sun just rising up over the mountains.
Yeah, I remember being there, and this was even before we would put our pictures of food on Facebook. That's how long ago I've been to the Smokies. But I remember having to take a picture of my food in the restaurant because the omelet and grits and everything they served was so large on my plate and so beautiful that I had to take a picture. And this was even before Facebook. So
how about MySpace?
Oh my! Did you have a MySpace, Bonnie?
I never did.
I
you
didn't.
know?
My kids did. I hated it.
Oh yeah.
I hated when my kids had MySpace. Man, I was the MySpace police.
Oh, were you?
Oh yeah.
I get messed up with the password ducky, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. All right, old man. Well, I'm going to let you run. We got another call coming in, so we got to grab this call coming in. We don't want to be rude. So you have
Fredo.
No, Fredo's already called this morning, so I don't know who it is.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, you have a great morning, and we'll
Have a
talk to you
nice
soon.
Have a good day, guys.
All right. Morning. You're on the air with Evan and Bonnie.
Solutions, so I call back.
Yeah, we're still doing our morning show. I mean, you could be part of our morning show if you want. That's not a problem.
Oh well, I'm listening to it, but I'll call back.
Oh,
Thank
is
you.
there any question you could lay on our virtual couch? We're answering questions this morning.
No, thank you.
No problem. You have a great day. All right. Well, there we go. I think I just embarrassed her.
Yeah, but she's waiting for Mark Breckbill to come. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
boy,
And
she knows she wants to get in there early because the simple fact that it's such a popular show that people call 10 minutes before the show comes on.
yeah, each and every Monday they will have a question for Mark.
Yeah, they will.
for
They definitely will.
condos.
Or
that's
the
for
attorney.
sure.
Or the attorney.
Yeah.
That's with them.
Yes.
Peter Mullengarden.
Yep.
I think that's his name.
Yeah, and they
Mr.
do
Peter.
a great job at answering the questions.
Yeah, they sure
really
do. They sure do. So, Bonnie, that's a 1 day down, and we have 2 more to go. 4. I'm not with it. I'm sorry. We have 1 day down and 4 more to go till we get to the weekend.
Yeah, and if Monday has you down today, you're in great company because the word is out that Monday is still your least favorite day of the week.
I can understand why, because you're just coming off of 2 days off, and you got to go to back. You got to go to back. Boy, my English is way off today. I'm like on something. I don't know what it is. Let's try this again. I can understand why Monday would be the worst day to go back to work because you have to go back to work. There we go.
And 1 in 3 people said they don't have a least favorite day, but Monday's still at number 1 with 59%. And followed by Tuesday, 13% are hating Tuesdays.
Okay.
Tuesday has become one of my favorites.
Okay, we have another call. Good morning. You're on the air with Evan and Bonnie.
Yeah, go back to bed. Look, I tell you, your words are really messing up here.
Oh, I am stumbling all over the place this morning. I don't know what it is.
He's got a lack of sleep. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it's major lack of sleep. I have not. Well, here's the thing. I had the wedding late Saturday night. I got home. I watched WrestleMania on the rerun, and then I stayed up till 2:33 in the morning watching that. And then I got up at 5 in the morning And then I was up all day, and then I went to bed like at 9:00 last night because last night was WrestleMania Day 2, and I watched that. And I went to bed though at 9:00. I have to watch the rest of it when I get home today. And I just
Well, you'll probably be in bed by
You're all
8.
messed up. See, you messed up your internal clock there.
Yeah, and see, my whole internal clock has always been messed up. I just, and I've told Bonnie this many times. It's like if I could just get one good night's sleep without waking up, just one. I haven't had that in years.
And it just gets you crabby if you go night after night without getting that good night's rest. I'm with you there, Evan, because if I
think Rachel can help you with that.
Yeah, it's called a hammer.
Yeah, that's it. A good old frying pan on the head. You're out for the night.
I know. I may just have her do that tonight.
And antihistamine works too, of course.
Does it really?
I can't tell people to take any drugs, but
No.
usually it's a
You're not a pharmacist. You
allergy
can't do
pill,
that.
and antihistamine for me puts me
That
out.
or a gallon of NyQuil.
Oh, yeah.
NyQuil will knock you out.
That'll do it
I
too.
take 30 milligrams of melatonin, and that just doesn't even help anymore. So it's just crazy.
And no caffeine after 7:00.
I don't drink anything with caffeine.
Yeah.
Though. That's just it.
Yeah.
That's just it. Nothing with
don't
caffeine.
exercise right before you go to sleep if you're on the treadmill.
None of that either.
None of that.
Don't
It's
even do
just-
that.
Yeah.
I just sit in my easy chair trying to take it easy and go to sleep.
Does the dog wake you up at night?
No, she's sleeping.
Sleeps the night.
Sound.
Dog is getting better sleep than you are,
Yeah,
Evan.
that stinks.
Well, Evan can sleep in the chair, I tell you.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Anyway, got to run, George. We'll talk to you later.
See you later, guys.
All right, bye-bye now.
Over. Your show is over.
We're out of time.
Wow, that was quick.
Exactly. That was the whole show.
See you soon.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Yeah, show's over, but we'll be back tomorrow. So just remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look at validation on the outside. That's for darn sure.
Yeah. And wear your rain jackets. There's more rain expected for today.
Yeah,
If
take
you-
an umbrella with
If you didn't get enough of the rain yesterday, there's more to come today. That's the news.
If you need an umbrella, I'll sell you one. $1. I've got umbrellas for sale, just $1 right outside the front door here.
I think I can
I'd
afford
die
that
if somebody
today.
shows up to buy an umbrella.
You never
I'd
know.
laugh so hard. We're WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. We'll see you back here in about 21 hours. Bye-bye.